Some people radiate youth effortlessly, as if time itself cannot touch them. But what if that appearance isn't determined by genetics, but by something much deeper? Today, you'll discover the true connection between life force, the soul, and aging. Stay until the end to understand how your vibration can shape your body. There are those who walk among us as if time doesn't affect them. It's not a miracle, nor a genetic privilege. It's an inner state, a vibrational coherence that transcends biological decay. The body doesn't age in isolation. It obeys, responds, reflects. There are people whose skin radiates life, whose eyes hold a light that disarms, that unsettles. They are presences that ask neither permission nor explanation. They are aligned, and that is enough for time to respect them. They don't have a pact with eternity. They have a pact with their own energy. While the system pushes them to run, perform, prove, these people breathe differently. Not because they've learned a trick, but because they've stopped betraying themselves. Their vitality doesn't come from supplements or biochemical formulas. It comes from silence, from a deep connection with their soul, from having renounced the noise imposed by the outside world. They have understood that youth isn't a chronological stage but a consequence of inner freedom. Society pathologizes wrinkles and glorifies collagen. Meanwhile, it forgets that stress ages faster than the passage of time. Chronic anger, daily dissatisfaction, emotional repression, and loss of purpose are slow poisons. What ages is not the body, it's the disconnection from the essential. What wears you down is not getting older, it's carrying an existence that doesn't vibrate in harmony with the soul. That's why those who appear effortlessly young aren't defying natural laws. They are obeying the laws of the spirit. In the oldest teachings, the body was not a prison, it was a temple, and its external appearance echoed an internal state. From Taoists to yogis, from Sufi mystics to Hermetic traditions, a central idea repeats itself. As within, so without. Energy doesn't lie. If the heart is light, the face softens. If the mind is at peace, the skin clears. It's not magic, it's subtle physics. It's the inevitable consequence of a clean and elevated vibrational field. A person who holds expansive emotions, like compassion, serene joy, gratitude, protects themselves from wear and tear. Not because they decide to, but because they embody it. Their body responds to that frequency. Cells don't age at the same pace when living without resentment. Tissues don't deteriorate the same when life isn't lived as a constant battle. People who appear younger aren't running from time. They've stopped fighting themselves. They've broken the invisible contract with the mandate of productivity. They don't live trapped by the clock nor subordinate their existence to empty goals. They've understood that every second of anxiety carries a silent command to the body: destroy yourself. Instead, they have chosen to uphold another narrative, one where rest isn't a sin, where pausing isn't failure, where pleasure isn't a reward but a vital right. The system doesn't tolerate free bodies. It punishes those who stop with guilt. It promotes fatigue as virtue. It exalts sacrifice as an inevitable destiny. But this logic, accepted without question, deteriorates. The body, far from ignoring it, responds. It becomes tense, inflamed, brittle. The face says it all. It doesn't need words. It exposes what the tongue hides. That's why apparent youth isn't an optical illusion. It's a physiological rebellion, a physical expression of inner disobedience. The ancients knew that life force isn't infinite. They called it prana, chi, elan vital. They named the same essence in different words. They understood that this force could be preserved or consumed depending on how one lives. And today, even surrounded by technology, we still don't fully comprehend it. Those who have intuited it practice conscious breathing, silent meditation, intimate contact with nature, not as a spiritual trend, but as energetic resistance against a world designed to drain. They breathe to repair. They meditate to realign. They walk barefoot to release the weight of what they are not. Modern science is beginning to record what the wise always intuited. Emotions directly affect cellular longevity. It's not just a metaphor, it's pure biochemistry. Resentment triggers inflammatory processes. Prolonged guilt acidifies the body. Chronic fear destroys the immune system. And in that deterioration, youth dissolves without permission. That's why, in some eyes, you see premature defeat. In others, a vibration remains intact, alive, fierce. The difference isn't genetics, it's the soul. No technique can replace inner truth. No aesthetic routine can erase existential fatigue. Youth is sustained when life isn't a constant renunciation, when the soul hasn't been domesticated, when the body isn't forced to play a role every day. That's when the extraordinary happens. The face relaxes, the gaze lights up, the skin breathes. Biology, instead of collapsing, cooperates, because it's no longer forced to uphold a false self. Only then is youth not an appearance. It's a coherent manifestation of being. True youth manifests when the body stops being the shield of a life in constant contradiction, when existence flows without artificial wear, when what you think, feel, and do are aligned. There's no duplicity, no hidden tension, only presence, only clarity. In that state, life force doesn't scatter, it concentrates. And in that silent concentration, the body rejuvenates without seeking it. Nothing about this depends on chance, nor on magical beliefs. It's a direct consequence of how one lives, how one breathes, how one chooses every day to inhabit oneself without compromise. It's brutally honest alchemy. Those who carry no unnecessary masks, who drag no suffocating bonds, who don't condemn themselves to follow what doesn't resonate, preserve their inner strength. And that strength expresses itself. It shows. It projects in every gesture, every muscle, every silence. There is something the system cannot control, the state of the soul. No matter how many aesthetics, ages, or artificial goals it imposes, it can never interfere with inner coherence. And that's where what can't be easily explained arises. The youth that can't be bought or imitated. That doesn't follow trends or respond to creams. It's the youth that emanates from those who are awake, from those who don't betray themselves to fit in, from those who have chosen to care for their energetic field as a political, spiritual, and profoundly human act. Energy is preserved when honored, when given direction, cleanliness, and purpose. That's why ancestral practices didn't seek to prolong life out of fear of death, but to expand time with consciousness. Deep breathing was a form of rebellion against the speed of the world. Mindful eating was a way to ground oneself. Meditation was the most radical act, stopping everything to remember oneself. In that remembering, the body aligns. It doesn't age at the pace of the calendar. It ages at the rhythm of the soul. A life without inner truth ages at any age. A face without joy, curiosity, or play becomes a mask prematurely. But a life that still allows itself to be surprised, to laugh from the belly, to be moved by what's essential, retains an unbreakable vibration. It's not about doing more. It's about letting go of what exhausts. It's not about chasing youth. It's about not losing it. About not giving it away to what makes us sick. About inhabiting oneself with such fidelity that the body finally breathes in peace. Real age isn't measured in years. It's measured in the vibration you emit. If this content resonated with you, subscribe, hit the bell, and comment which part impacted you most. Don't forget to like and share this video with someone who needs it.